Hello everyone, it's Wezi here, back with another video. So today, story time. Today I want to share my experience in applying for the skilled worker visa. So if you have watched the videos that I shared last week, I talked about different types of visas. The skilled worker visa, I talked about the student visa, talked about the health and care worker visa. And today I want to talk about specifically this skilled worker visa. So I've applied for this student visa. That was successful and everything was okay. And then I applied for the skilled worker visa. It was also successful, but it had a few issues. Now, as the title has said, I should say, my passport was kept by, I want to say them, was kept for 4 months at the visa center in South Africa when I had applied for the visa. Now, I'll explain everything. So what I'll do in this video is I just want to explain the experience to say, sometimes when I do videos to say, I applied for this visa, it was successful. Sometimes we just highlight the key points to say, it was successful. But then it's like we turn a blind eye to the things that happened during the application and just highlight to say, it was successful. But to be honest, most of the times there are issues to do with these visa applications and the like. And I wasn't spared. I also had issues. So what I'll do is I'll explain in detail and I'll be giving you timelines for you to follow through, right? So I'll start from when I made this application and then up until when the visa was successful. But there was a lot of glitches in between. That's what I want to talk about today. So let's start. So I saw the job vacancy around the end of November 2022. And I applied for the job at NHS in December, on the 7th of December 2022, right? On the 12th of December, I got back a response being called for interviews, that the interviews will be done in January in 2023. Cool. So I had like the whole month to kind of like get ready. So on the 11th of January, we did the interviews, and after 2 days or so, I was called for a second interview that will be held on the 24th of January. You're getting me, right? So we started from December, we're now in Jan. So we do the second interview on the 24th of January, everything's okay. And then after the second interview on the 24th, on the 26th, I got another email from NHS to say, Wezi, you're the successful candidate and we will give you a 5-year visa for this job, lead procurement officer. Thank God. Really thankful to God. Now, they said at the moment we'll start processing the paperwork for you to be able to apply for the visa. Great. So I waited the whole month of February, was just waiting. I told my family, I told those that I was close to, this is happening and I might leave anytime soon. Because in my mind, I was thinking, once I get the COS, the certificate of sponsorship, I'll apply and I might leave maybe around March or April because I got the offer in January, right? So I was like Feb, March, April, May, Jan, Feb, March, April, right? Great. So the whole of Feb, I waited, and then came March 8th. I got an email. I remember I was going to the field in Ponela on that day. So I got the email, like, okay, here we go. So they said you can now apply for the visa and everything. Great. Now, let me say one thing which will make sense at the end to say NHS employs medical staff as well as non-medical staff like myself that work in the support side of things. So when they were sending me the COS, there was a mistake to say they kind of like highlighted as if I'll be working in a medical position, right? I would tell, to be honest, I understood that error because it's NHS, likely they process a lot of COSs for people in the medical field, so likely mine just slipped through. I had a friend who also told me that experienced the very same thing, so I was like, okay, maybe this was just an error, right? So I got the COS and then I read through. I was like, okay, I will apply the following week. So on the 15th or 14th, I applied for the visa. I started the visa application, and I started on the 12th, but on the 15th, that's when I went to the Lilongwe visa office for me to go drop my passport and then to do the biometric information processes, right? The fingerprints and all. Now that was done on the 15th. So in my view, I was like, okay, the visa will take 3 weeks for it to be out. So let me now get prepared. So I told my former employer, you know what, I've gotten a job and I'll be leaving soon. Thank God I did not resign, because I would have like some months that I wouldn't be working. Thank God I didn't resign. I initially started drafting a resignation later, but I was like, you know what, I'll do it later. Later, yes. But yeah. So on the 15th, I applied and did everything. So I was waiting that the results would be out on the 5th of April, right? So 15th, like 3 weeks or so. Great. So on the 4th of April or so, I got an email from the visa office, the home office now. Now they wrote me an email to say, Wezi, when you're applying for the visa, there was a place that we asked you to say, are you going to work in a health and care worker visa, whatever. Despite me choosing the skilled worker visa, there was still that question, right? So when I look at my COS, they had said yes. So what I did was I just did what the COS said. I said yes, right? But I do these videos that you guys shouldn't make this mistake as well. Whenever you get a COS, please ask anyone around who knows about these things. They should guide you. So I said yes when I was making this application. So they sent me back an email to say, you were not supposed to say yes. You were supposed to say no. Now I went back to my office and said, you know what? I've gotten this response from home office. They said, oh, we are sorry. It was an error on our part. We will send you another COS for you to apply for another visa. Great. Now the home office said, we will send you back your passport and we will refund the money. I was like, great, that's okay, right? So you should look at it like this. I'm waiting for the second COS from my employer, and then I'm also waiting for my passport, because I can't apply without my passport. So my passport, as of my knowledge, it is in South Africa, because when you do the fingerprints, they send it to South Africa, right? So I now start waiting. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a week or two. My passport will be here, and they'll let me know to go collect it. Now the first week passed. I was like, it's okay. Second week passed. I was like, it's okay. Third week passed. I was like, it's okay, of course, but then okay. Fourth week, I was like, no, I need my passport, right? So I was like, no, I need my passport. I need my passport, right? So this is the thing. I'm waiting for the COS, but I'm also waiting for my passport. But the thing is, even if I get the COS, I can't apply because I need to have my passport. So I went to the Lilongwe Visa Center and said, you know what, I'm waiting for my passport. Now they said, we don't do anything to do with the passports. What we do is we only send it, and then they send it back, and then you collect it. So you should contact the Home Office in UK, or you should contact the Visa Center in South Africa. What I did was I contacted the UK Home Office. So I told them the story to say, okay, I found myself in such a scenario. They said, okay, you know what, we'll escalate this and we'll give back feedback in the next, did they say 15 working days? I was like, cool. Now that's the first month gone, because I was just waiting in like they'll give it to me. Now I asked them, they said you should wait for 3 more weeks for you to get a response, not to get your passport, to get a response. Now you can imagine I was trying to contact them from Malawi, so it was a little bit expensive for me to call them and everything, so it was costing me to some extent, right? So here my current employer knows that always will be leaving soon, but he said he'll be leaving, but he's still here. My NHS is like, always we're still processing the COS, we'll send it to you. So I was kind of like in a fix, to be honest, but I was like, you know what, let me just continue. Now the whole second month passed. I was like, I need my passport. Now I contacted the UK office. They said, you know what, we don't have your passport with us here, but we have escalated this so that you should be assisted. Now I contacted the South Africa office. Now they're like, you know what, we haven't heard anything else from the UK office to release your passport. So I was like, but the UK office has told me that they've escalated this. Like, but we haven't heard anything else. Now that started to become a back and forth thing each and every week. I would call the UK office, they'd say we have escalated. I've checked with the South African office, they'll be like, oh, you know what, we have checked with UK, but we haven't heard anything else. Yeah, so that happened for 2 more months. So you can imagine, I applied in March. So the whole of March, my passport is in South Africa. The whole of April, my passport is in South Africa. In May, the whole of May, my passport is still in South Africa. I'm still waiting. And now, I think it was at the end of, in June, my employer now, NHS, said, you know what, we are waiting for you to get the passport for us to send you a COS, because the COS, they have like validity, right? Because we can send you the COS now and it can expire, so we don't want it to expire. I was like, makes sense. Now I was like, I'm chasing for my passport, but I can't get my passport. Now what I did was, at the start of June, my office said, you know what, we just send you a COS. We are hoping that you get the passport sooner, right? Now this is what happened. My sister, she has a friend in South Africa. She contacted the friend to say, can you go to the visa application center and check for Wes's passport? Now she goes there. They're like, you know what? Oh yeah, we have Wes's passport here. We're just waiting for communication for us to release this passport. Now she told me I had to write like a letter to say this is what has happened. I'm waiting for my passport. Now I sent her the letter. She got the letter and then she gave them the letter. Within 10 minutes, they gave her the passport. Imagine. So that was after 4 months. Wow, guys, you can just imagine whatever was happening with that 4 months. I'm like, what should I do? So it's really in a mix. But then my sister's friend then sent me the passport through DHL, and then I got it. And then I got it in July. So they had it for March, April, May, June, like for straight 4 months. Guys, that's crazy, crazy. But yeah, survived. Here we are. Yeah, and then after that, I then made another application, and then that one was just straightforward, no problem whatsoever. Everything was just smooth. So yeah, that's the story time today, guys. I thought I'd just bring this to you to say, you know what, sometimes we get to face these issues when you are doing these visa applications. Because as I said, most of the times people like me come and share stories to say, oh yeah, you have to apply for this visa, or everything, I was successful when I was applying, whatever, whatever. But sometimes we don't share what happened in the background. So today I just wanted to say this is what happened in the background. They had my visa for at least my passport anyway. But I think from what I was able to conclude, I think it was just maybe some miscommunication between the two offices. But then, yeah, ever since I've been okay. I've had my passport with me. So, yeah, that's it, guys. So, yeah, that's my visa story. So they had my passport for 4 months. But yeah, worked out well. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.